Hey everybody, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here, and I'm so excited to be able to go live again here on my Holistic Restoration business page. Thank you so much, Facebook tech support people, for getting me back up and running and helping me to figure out what the issue is. Very excited to be here and bringing you our live weekly energy update for this week. It is Wednesday. I usually do this like on Monday or Tuesday, but that's all right. We're going to do a check-in today. I actually tried to go live yesterday, so I don't know if any of y'all caught that, but I ended up deleting the video because things just went awry. And I don't know if you've been experiencing that in your life, but that's kind of what's happening right now. Things are going awry. What was on my heart to share yesterday that I'm going to bring over into today's conversation is that there's part of the creation process that is rarely discussed. If you've been following along with these weekly updates, we know that the time's been really ripe for the evolution of relationships. We know that the time's been really ripe to create circumstances that are very similar to past situations, to give you an opportunity not to relive the past again, but to make a different choice this time around. When we make a different choice, we actually break out of patterns and cycles that we are keeping ourselves stuck in. And that's what life has been doing for us. So if you've been finding a lot of upheavals, if you've been finding a lot of dealing with the same stuff, here we go again, that's what life's doing. I hear that Mercury's in retrograde right now, which that's what that is all about. I have another video. Maybe I'll drop a link to it in the comments where I flip and give a little bit deeper insight to understanding what Mercury in retrograde is all about. But I know that energetically speaking and cosmically speaking, astrologically speaking, there's a lot of things happening with the planets. That's not my area of expertise, but if that interests you, definitely find somebody who is more versed in the language of planetary alignment and how that affects us. But I can tell you this, it's some intense times. Now, if you've been doing the do, if you've been showing up in your relationship, if you've been going in a different direction, making a different choice, really honoring yourself, following your internal guidance, you have been reaping some benefits. You've been able to pluck some of those low-hanging fruits that, or those first fruits that we talked about a couple weeks back. Well, now life is still going to give you that opportunity. It's going to allow you to continue your healing, your refinement process. And the thing about creating the life that you want that is rarely discussed is that the creation and the destruction process are the same exact thing. In order to create the life that you desire, in order to have the life experience that is really nudging and tugging at your heart to have, you have to undo your current life experience. You can't have both in the same space. That's why the one's not showing up and the other one keeps showing up. Clearing out this space allows this to come in. So if you've been feeling like things are falling apart, falling away, losing relationships, maybe in the sense of just ending of a relationship, or maybe it's the transition of a relationship. Perhaps a loved one has passed, or some other kind of traumatic feeling experience, upheaval is happening for you right now. If that is your current experience, just know it's not happening for your undoing. It's happening for your evolution. The undoing of the way that you're used to relating to yourself in these type situations. An undoing of the story that you tell yourself that it involves you being anything less than enough due to your circumstances. This is what is trying to be undone in your life. Not you being undone, not your life being undone, just the way that you've been showing up in your life. Because if you continue to show up that way in your life, you're going to continue to have these same cycles and experiences if you haven't caught on yet. And where you're destined to go evolves an evolution, a refinement of who you are. And that's what these circumstances are really here to support for you. And hey, Tanya, so glad to see you on here live, girl. You've probably been feeling this too. It's been some intense times, right? Our relationships are at a heightening of needing for effective communication and patience and compassion. And we need to bring that over to ourselves as well. A lot of times I talk about how these opportunities, these upheavals in relationships, we think about external. But really, it's about the relationship. We're continuing to refine and reconcile the relationship back with yourself amongst all these circumstances, amongst all these upheavals. So I'm going to do a more in-depth reveal over in the Conscious Success community. So join us over there. I put a link in the comments here or over over there, I think it is, if you're watching this. There's a link there. Maybe I'll drop them in the comments below. And I'm going to do a deeper reveal. But every week I like to pull an oracle card from my Rumi Oracle deck, read a little words of wisdom from Rumi, and share a little bit of insight. And I love the way that they usually complement and back up and support what it is that I've already shared. So today the card that came forward is the Cloak of Christ. The Cloak of Christ. This is card number 4. 4 is a really, really cool number if you're into numerology at all. The Cloak of Christ. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. Rumi. The cloak is sacred. Excuse me, let me start on this part because I think that some people will need to hear this part as well. You are tired, beloved. Your soul has been ravaged inside and out, and you are succumbing to struggle that is not karmic or necessary, but a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul. That which plagues you, whether something specific or a general nagging malaise or anxiety you cannot quite pin down, is not as powerful as you fear. You are being given a grace here and now that it may be overcome. The healing is made possible through divine perfection. In this instance, protection is bestowed through the cloak of Christ. The cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of the Christ consciousness. This unconditionally loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but is shared by Rumi and many other holy ones. It is typified by wholeness. There is nothing within you that would cause the Christ to turn away from you, not even those parts of you that may fill you with fear, shame, guilt, or regret. He and Rumi are sacred brothers, loving and supportive of each other, and they see your soul as one of their family, one of their own. You are so loved by both of them, equally and without measure. Let yourself be cloaked. There is a person, place, thing, or belief that has come to be like a manacle around your wrist, or an iron ball or leg iron, preventing you from moving forward with the grace you have earned spiritually. You're being empowered here to shed that. Don't hesitate. Let yourself be cloaked in the Christ energy and receive the spiritual assistance you deserve now. There is a reason for this. The unfolding of your life purpose is taking a turn for the better, and your energy is required to fuel that new life. This is particularly so if you have also, you skip that part. Just remember that whenever we are asked to release something, it is because the divine wishes to fill our hearts and hands with more. Do not hold on to scraps for fear that the feast will be denied to you. Use your nose. Smell the feast awaiting you. Okay, y'all, I have to wrap this up because I have a commitment that I'm going to honor, but let me know if this hits home for you, and really think about at any time you have the ability to step into, to don yourself with this Christ cloak. Now, you don't have to be of the Christianity faith in order to do this. What we're talking about is Christ energy, the energy of compassion, the energy of wholeness, the energy of one mentality, the energy of you and I are, there is no separation, because when we are together, we're one. That wholeness, that energy is what is being asked, and you're being reminded that you can wrap yourself in that at any time. When this feels too much, it's because you're taking it on. Wrap yourself in that cloak. Allow that energy, allow your body, your soul to be wrapped in that energy of forgiveness, of compassion, of unconditional love. Wrap yourself in that if you cannot wrap it around the situation, and watch how your situation changes. All right, let me know how this is hitting home. I hope to see some of y'all over in the Conscious Success community for the deeper reveal. And yeah, see y'all soon. Thanks for being here. Hey, Carlene, glad you got on here, but watch this from the get-go.